What's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be talking about Blink Twice, the film directed by Zoe Kravit. It's her directorial debut, and now the film has our two ordinary girls trying to make it big, get invited to a tropical resort island where things slowly start to go wrong amongst this crowd of rich people. As much as conceptually I think this is something that has been done to death in the movie industry, I do think that there is some sense of originality that Zoe Kravitz is able to bring. And because of the familiarity to the story, because of the symbolism that is slowly being unraveled as we progress further into the movie, we are connecting the dots. And I'd say probably a good 20-30 minutes in, you already kind of have an idea of where this movie is going. And the further deeper you go in, you can kind of already stay ahead of the characters. Now, in some instances, that is bad, but it's not like you have all the answers to what's going on this island once we get there. It keeps things still mysterious, and the twist isn't fully revealed until we get to the end. Like, we know what is causing it, but we don't know how it's going to conclude and how these characters are going to find out about it and how they're going to react. And I think that's what's always kept me kind of on my toes watching this movie. I think the cinematography is pretty solid. The performances, like I said, are really good. The chemistry is there, and the suspense and tension is just, it's always there. I think editing does quite contribute to kind of this state of mind that we are put in with these characters. It does contribute to kind of this sense of unknown. It is a little bit frenetic at times, and I think it is a kind of this character and personality of the film. For a directorial debut, I think it's a pretty impressive film. I know that there's maybe some things that don't connect precisely, but I had a lot of fun watching this film, and I think the dialogue felt natural for the most part. The comedy, while I personally didn't laugh most of the time, I feel like we're following just a bunch of rambunctious, rich, fancy pants characters that, much like in Bodies, 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 they're kind of repulsive characters at times that you're just watching a bunch of stupidity on screen. You're not supposed to maybe like any of the characters, though I think in this movie you do gravitate towards the two characters that are given this opportunity to have their moment in the sun and maybe hit it big and make the connections they want to achieve some kind of career that they've always dreamed of. It's always interesting to see how that spirals out of hand, and I feel like Zoe Kravitz had a good grasp on staying with those characters and constantly presenting us these obstacles in their paths while also getting a little bit more political and, I guess you could say, feminist in a way in this revenge tale with this social commentary, which may rub some people the wrong way. I personally had a lot of fun with it. I did not mind it. Like, you know, like movies, you know, it's always interesting to hear people say like, oh, this is a woke movie or whatever. I guess the people that comment on movies and they say this is a woke movie, I guess you can say it is, but that's not something that usually bothers me as long as the message kind of sticks to landing, and I kind of respected the message for what it was going for. Did it fully land at the very end? Maybe not fully. I feel like it could have developed it more, but I liked where it was going with that message, and overall, I think this is a movie that kept me guessing. I liked a lot of the symbolism that Kravitz was able to lay out through the film and give us kind of hints to where it was going. And overall, I just had a lot of fun with the lead performances and the chemistry between the characters. And I think this is a film that time flew by. I did not think the pacing was all that bad. I think this is a fun thriller that most people will enjoy. It does keep you on the edge of your seat. The political message may or may not work for some people, but I think overall it's still a very good film and a very good directorial debut. I'm definitely curious to see what Kravitz is able to do later on in her filmography, but overall I enjoyed this film. I know it might not be for everybody, and I'm generally more positive with directorial debuts because if I see some, you know, signs of just like craftsmanship, I do give it a slightly higher rating. I feel like this is a movie that did impress me for what she was able to do, being a first-time director. So I had a lot of fun with it. I hope a lot of people do too. I'm going to be giving Blink Twice a B+ and a 3.75 out of 5-star rating. Was thinking about whether to give it a 4 or not. I think there's a few things that do bring it down a little bit. Like the first act is a little slow. It takes a while for us to kick into gears and for things to start going wrong. And I feel like that's what I was waiting for the whole movie, and it takes us a while to get there. And we've had so many movies over the last couple of years that are focusing on like the lavish lifestyle of celebrities and everything, and I could see why some people might be kind of fed up with that a little bit, you know, with like the Saltburns, the Triangle of Sadness movie, and like Babylon, and all these movies that are coming out like this. And I can see people getting tired of it, but some movies that does frustrate me. Here, I feel like it was kind of interesting because we had like this insider moment of these like regular people trying to get into this world of the rich and the famous, and they were trying to make a name for themselves. So good revenge tale. If you're gonna see any movie in theaters this weekend, I would recommend this film over The Crow, which I just recently reviewed on my YouTube channel. I think this is a much better effort than The Crow. I'm not saying this movie is perfect. I do think there are some issues and things that some people might not like in this movie, but I think this is a much solid effort in filmmaking and the craftsmanship here than a dull remake of a movie that didn't really need to exist. So yeah, if you have seen this movie, do comment your thoughts down below if you plan to see it, and make sure to hit that thumbs up down below. I really appreciate the support. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in a later video.